All right, what is going on, guys? This weekend is UFC 321, Aspinall versus Gane for the heavyweight title, and it's going to be my full card predictions. Going over every fight on the card, starting with the prelim opener of Jacqueline Amorim versus Mizuki. You have to go Jacqueline Amorim in this fight. I'm going Jacqueline Amorim to get it done via submission. Mizuki hasn't fought. Has it been 2 years? It might have been 2 years. She hasn't fought in forever. She is coming off of a win, but the inactivity is definitely going to hinder her, where Amorim has been more active. I think she only had one loss in the UFC. I just looked at it. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Sam Hughes. But her strength of schedule, while she's not fighting the best and getting the best opponents, she's fighting decent opposition, at least in the strawweight division. So I'm going to go Jacqueline Amorim to get it done via submission over Mizuki. I think the experience, the grappling is what's going to win her this fight, and the activity as well. At that point, I think she'd be on a 6-fight win streak, so she might be looking at fighting a ranked opponent next if she gets a win here. Moving up the card, prelims are but there's some decent prelims. First few are okay. We have Azat Maxim versus Mitch Rapazzo. I can't go Rapazzo. I just can't. Now, although Azat has lost, I think all the fights in the I don't think this is the fight I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something else. Maybe I'm not. I gotta look this up because now I think I just entered my picks on Tapology. Yeah, okay. That is right. I don't know why I was questioning. I thought it was different. Anyway, Azat, he has 2 losses in the UFC, both to decent opposition. Who is it? I can't remember. I literally just looked it up. Tigir and Charles Johnson. Both, and he's got the 1 win versus Tyson Nam. Both Charles Johnson and Tigir they're good fighters. I believe, yeah, they're both. I don't know if Johnson's still ranked or not. I know at one point Charles Johnson was ranked. I don't know if he's at the bottom of the rankings or not, but I know he was ranked at one point. So those aren't terrible losses to have, where Mitch is losing to just not good opposition at all. So I'm going to go Azat Maxim to get it done via decision over Mitch Rapazzo. I just think he's more well-rounded than Mitch Rapazzo, and he's got a pretty significant reach advantage as well. Moving up the card, we have Hamdi Abdelahab versus Chris Barnett. We know this is going to be a good fight. We got Hamdi Abdelahab. You know, he's decent in the grappling. He's got okay boxing. Kind of just goes forward. And then you have the absolute unit of Chris Barnett. Loves throwing spinning wheel kicks. Loves jumping up and down in the air and breaking his foot before his last fight. He literally, I don't know what he did, but he was jumping up and down while he was being introduced and hurt himself, and then got TKO'd by Kennedy and Nzechukwu in the first round. I think I might have picked him in that fight. I can't remember if I picked him or Kennedy. But Hamdi Abdelahab, I got to go with Hamdi Abdelahab to get it done via decision. I cannot. Chris Barnett's damn near 40 years old. Okay? I'm 5'8". He's 5'9". He's 1 inch taller than me fighting a heavyweight. He's definitely should be at least fighting at middleweight. He's just fat. He's just super fat. And he does have some flashy techniques that he can get somehow. Could he find a KO shot on Abdelahab? Maybe. I think if Chris Barnett's going to win, it's going to be via KO, TKO, where he clips him, and drops him, and then follows up with ground and pound and gets the win. Chris Barnett's always in fun fights. I would like Chris Barnett to win. I just don't see that happening. I think Hamdi Abdelahab is going to win a somewhat boring decision where he kind of just, boxes him up, pushes him up against the cage, kind of goes for takedowns, maybe gets some of them. Barnett's able to work back up to his feet. And it just kind of goes like that for 3 rounds. Probably a I will say an uneventful fight. Moving up the card. This should be a good fight. In my opinion, the first decent prelim. We have Nathaniel Wood versus Jose Miguel Delgado. This is actually a very tough fight for me to pick. Nathaniel Wood moving up, or has moved up, from bantamweight to featherweight. I truly believe he is built for bantamweight. Like, just his size, I think he would do better at bantamweight. I understand, the weight cut, it's probably a lot. It sucks. I'm sure it does. Jose Miguel Delgado, very good at featherweight. Has a good size for featherweight. Pause. Man, this is a tough fight. This honestly is a very tough fight to pick because I could see Nathaniel Wood winning this fight like via decision or something. But he always, it seems like in his fights, there's like a moment where if he does this one thing, he's going to win the fight or he's going to finish the fight. And then he just doesn't do that thing. And then he loses or he gets clipped and hurt and survives and then just loses the decision. I see Jose Miguel Delgado going out there, getting it done. He's going to have a size advantage. He's going to have a power advantage over Nathaniel Wood. I'm going to go Jose Miguel Delgado via decision over Nathaniel Wood. I think he's going to survive. I don't think he's going to get finished. But I think it's going to be a somewhat competitive fight. And maybe Nathaniel Wood is going to drop Delgado at some point in this fight and then absolutely fumble the finish and not be able to get it. And Delgado will win via 29-28 decision. That is my prediction for that fight. Moving up the card, we have Walter Walker versus Louis Sutherland. If I remember correctly, both their opponents fell out. Walker's was it the Rio card? I think it was. I don't remember who Louis Sutherland was supposed to fight. I just know both their opponents fell out of their fights. They got put together, matched together. This is a no-brainer. You got to go Walter Walker to get it done. It'll be a first-round leg lock. Probably going to be a heel hook. This is, if he gets this will be his fourth? I think it's either his third or his fourth heel hook in the first round. It's just, I think even if he doesn't go for the grappling, doesn't wrestle, doesn't grapple, I think he has a striking advantage over Louis Sutherland. Definitely has a power advantage. He's 6'6". Louis is 6'3". I just think Walker's more rounded everywhere. He's got one loss in the UFC. He came in the UFC undefeated. I don't remember who it was. I remember it was kind of a bum. It was kind of a crappy loss to have. But since then, rattled off some kind of other bummy heavyweight wins. I think they might be trying to build Walter Walker up and then throw him in there with somebody in the rankings to get some fresh life injected into the heavyweight rankings. But yeah, I'm going Walter Walker, first round heel hook. Leg lock. Probably a heel hook, but I'm just going to say leg lock over Louis Sutherland. Moving up the card. You have Abdul Karim Al-Swadi versus Mateus Camilo. Camilo? I think that's how you say it. Honestly, this fight, probably the fight I know the least about these guys on the card. I didn't do any real study on these guys here. I'm going to go Mateus Camilo to get it done via decision. Just based off the fact that he's younger. And if I remember correctly, I think he's been more active recently. So, kind of just throwing something out there. Honestly, not too sure on this one. Moving up the card. I thought this was the headline in the prelims for some reason. I don't know why. This should also be a very good fight. We have Ludovic Klein versus Mateusz Rebecki. Again, this is a tough fight to pick. They're both, Klein has a slight reach advantage, or I guess a decent reach advantage, actually, not a slight reach advantage. They're both 5'7". 72.5-inch reach for Klein with a 66-inch reach for Rebecki. This is tough. This is honestly a tough fight. Klein coming off of a loss to Gamrot, and then Gamrot just got finished by Oliveira, which, Gamrot's not a terrible loss to have. Don't get me wrong. But before that, I was really kind of high on Ludovic Klein. I thought he's probably going to be a ranked lightweight, and I just don't feel that way about Rebecki. I think Klein definitely better on the feet. The one of the things that definitely pushed me towards picking Ludovic Klein was the fact that Mateusz Rebecki's been in so many wars in the UFC. It's like I don't know if all was he undefeated when he came to the UFC. I don't remember, but I distinctly remember 2 fights. I was there for one of them live. It was the what's the guy's name? The Diego Ferreira fight. I was there for that one live. It was an absolute war. Okay, cut open, bloodied, battered. He's done that in several fights. So I have to go Ludwig Klein to get it done via. I think I'm gonna go pick TKO. I think I'm gonna go Ludwig Klein 3rd round TKO over Mateusz Rebecki. It's gonna be a war. It's gonna be bloody. He's probably got all that scar tissue on his face. It's gonna get cut open, and he's gonna be covered in blood and get brutally. I'm gonna go with elbows. Elbow TKO finish for Ludwig Klein in the 3rd round. Moving up the card, again another decent middleweight bout here. We have Ikram Aliskerov versus Jun Park. He's finally kind of getting his money fight. He's been calm for that money fight. He wants the money fight, and he's getting Ikram Aliskerov. This is no easy task. You gotta go Ikram. I'm gonna go Ikram to get it done via 1st round KO TKO over Jun Park. Park, I just don't see a path to victory for him. He's not gonna out-grapple Aliskerov. His best attribute is jiu-jitsu. Aliskerov has good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. So I just don't see Park being able to take him down and control him. I think the power advantage, the striking advantage goes to Aliskerov. I think Aliskerov is just better all the way around. I think he's going to go out there, start kind of slow, find his rhythm, find his range, and I think he's going to clip Jung Park and finish him via TKO in the 1st round. And then maybe they'll give him another ranked opponent after that. I don't know. He might not want to rush things. He went in there, took the Robert Whittaker fight on short notice, got TKO'd in the 1st round or knocked out. So I don't know. Maybe they'll push him, maybe they won't. I don't know. I just don't see any way for Jung Park to get it done. That's why I'm going with Ikram. Moving up the card. Headlining the prelims, we have Nasrat Haqparast versus Quinlan Salhild. Salhild. I think that's how I say it. When I saw this fight announced, to me, this is a no-brainer going for Nasrat Haqparast. Is he a favorite? It's pretty even. It's a pretty even fight. I didn't think it would be that even. Yes, Haqparast has been on... He's on a good streak now. In the past, he's had mixed results. I understand. I truly think that Haqparast is more well-rounded than Salhild. I think if there's anywhere Quinlan might be better at the grappling. Not by much, though, if he is. I just don't see... I think for Salhild to win, he's going to have to make it a war. He's going to have to make it a dogfight and find, clip Nasrat, drop him, and finish him via TKO. I think that's the best path to victory for Quinlan Salhild. And for Nasrat, I'm going to be going Nasrat Haqparast to get it done via decision. I think, again, like I said, he's more well-rounded. I think he's better on the feet. I don't think he's going to be able to get taken down by Salhild, or Scalhill, how the fuck you say it. So yeah, that's what I'm going with on that one. To me, I think it's a no-brainer for Nasrat Haqparast. I would be surprised if he finished him. That's why I went with decision. Moving up the card, opening up the main card, we have Alexander Rakic versus Azamat Murzakanov. Man, when this fight was first announced, I'm like, oh, he's getting his Rakic still ranked top 5? Nope, he's number 7. Murzakanov getting a big step up in competition. This will be his toughest test yet. Undefeated, 15-0. Rakic, 3-fight losing streak. First fight he lost was to Jan Blachowicz. That was due to a leg injury. In that fight, though, I remember watching that fight live. I'm not physically there live, but I remember watching the fight. And first round was Jan, and then the tide was starting to turn. That tide was starting to turn in that fight. Rakic was tagging Jan up, and I was wanting Jan Blachowicz to win that fight, and I'm like, ooh, he might not win. And then he got the leg injury. I don't remember what round it was in. And I'm trying to get something on my desk here. I don't remember what round it was in, but then he got injured, sat up for a long time, came back, fought Yuri Prohaska, was doing good in that fight. And then Yuri just did his thing, outgritted him, clipped him, wore him out essentially, and finished him. Just dog walked him. And then in his last fight, kind of unexpectedly fought Magomed Ankalaev and lost that fight. Very low fight IQ in that fight. For some reason, he thought he was winning, even though he was clearly down 2 rounds, and kind of coasted in the third. Mirzakhanov's on a tear right now. Not fighting the best opposition. I think, if I remember, Minifield and Jacoby are probably his best wins. And a lot of people are picking Mirzakhanov to get it done via KO in the first round. And if you're picking Mirzakhanov, that's what I'm picking him for. Like, that's what I was going to pick him for. Spoiler alert, I'm going Rockage. I was like, man, this is like a no-brainer. You know, Rockage is on a slide. He's going down. And Mirzakhanov is on the up and up. So I thought this was a no-brainer for Mirzakhanov. First round KO. But then I really remembered, like, Rockage is pretty... Like, he's only losing to the elite of the elite at light heavyweight. You know, Yuri Prohaska, former champion. Magomed Ankalaev, former champion. Jan Blachowicz, former champion. He's only losing to the top of the top at light heavyweight. So I'm going to be going Alexander Rockage to get it done via decision over Aspinall Mirzakhanov. Again, I think if he's going to win, it's going to be via decision or via knockout. But the reach advantage and the height advantage for Rockage is so significant in this fight. I think I'll be able to use his kicks, keep Mirzakhanov at bay, and strike. And I don't see Mirzakhanov being able to outgrapple Rockage at all. If anything, I could see Rockage, although I don't think he's going to, outgrapple Mirzakhanov. Moving up the card, another tough one. This is a tough one. We have Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida. Man, look at 38-11. He's had so many fights. This is honestly a really tough fight to pick. You have Volkov kind of having this career resurgence, I guess we'll call it. He had that good streak going. Then in his last fight, got brutally robbed against Cyril Gane. Just think about this for a second. If, you know, Volkov should have won that fight. He definitely won the fight. I don't understand how the judges gave it to Gane. I don't get it at all. I think even Gane looked shocked that he won that fight. We would be watching Tom Aspinall versus Alexander Volkov 2 for the heavyweight title. I mean, really, that's what we'd be watching right now. I don't think Almeida, he would only be on a 2-fight win streak. Volkov would have been on a several-fight win streak against top opposition. So we'd probably be seeing them rematch for the belt, if I'm being honest. But no, we got Gane. But anyway, you know, Volkov's really been improving. He's been improving in the striking department. The biggest improvements we've seen is in the grappling department. Way better than he has in the past. Really working on his jiu-jitsu, his wrestling, his takedowns, and kind of mixing it all together with his striking. Jailton Almeida, I don't want to call him a one-trick pony, but he's kind of a one-trick pony. He's very good at getting you down, getting your back, and getting the rear naked choke. He's really good at getting the submission. Best attribute on the feet would be the kicks for Jailton Almeida. Tough fight. This is honestly a tough fight to pick. One of the toughest on this card, in my opinion, to pick is this fight. Because when this fight first got announced, I'm like, oh, that's Volkov. You know, after I saw Jailton Almeida with 0 fight IQ shoot on Curtis Blades, absolutely dominated him for a round, and in the second round, shoots on him again, getting just elbows to the side of the skull, and just does nothing and gets knocked out. Absolute 0 fight IQ in that fight. And then, even though he beat Spivak, had a very competitive fight with Sergey Spivak, kind of going back and forth with momentum swings in that fight. But for my official prediction, I'm going to be going Jailton Almeida to get it done via first round rear naked choke over Volkov. Could I see Volkov winning this fight? Yes, I could. I think if Volkov's going to win this fight, again, he has improved his grappling, but I don't know if it's enough. You know, Volkov or Almeida just taking Curtis Blades down at will. Curtis Blades, decent wrestling. Although he didn't finish him, would take Derek Lewis down like every 30, 45 seconds into the round and hold him for the entire round. He couldn't get the finish, so we'll give Derek Lewis that. He defended the submissions well in the ground and pound. He didn't really do too much ground and pound at all. But nonetheless, although Volkov, I think the best path to victory for him is keeping on the feet. He's going to get dominated in the first round no matter what. Unless Almeida shoots a sloppy takedown and gets clipped, dropped, and knocked out in the first round. I see Volkov getting taken down, getting his back taken, and getting choked out. So that's what I'm going with. Jailton Almeida, first round rear naked choke. And if Aspinall wins, he's probably next in line for a title shot. Just saying. Moving up the card, the featured fight on the main card, we have Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista. I gotta go Umar Nurmagomedov. Honestly, when this fight first got announced, I'm like, I think Mario's probably got that. I think he could probably win. After I really started thinking about it, I think Umar has the better cardio, probably has the better grappling, and their boxing, I think Bautista has better boxing, but I think Umar has the better kicking game, and he's more active with his kicks. So I think that's what's really going to win him this fight is Mario's going to be worried about the grappling of Umar. It's only a 3-round fight. So he's going to be cautious. He might keep his hands low. And Umar's going to be, he's got a good question mark kick. He's going to be throwing them kicks over and over and over. And then he's going to mix in the grappling. I'm going to pick Umar to get it done via decision. I think Bautista is going to be tough enough to hang it in there. I don't think Umar's going to find a finishing strike. I think it's just going to be even if Mario were to win, I think he's probably just going to hold Umar against the cage and knee him to the stomach, into the thigh, and win a very boring decision. But I think Umar's going to get it done, again, with the kicks and the grappling. But I'm excited for this fight. Can't wait for this fight. I'm really excited to see Umar face another, I don't want to call Mario Bautista, elite yet, but he's pretty close. What is he ranked? He's ranked number 9. So he's getting up there. He's almost to the top 5. If he can get a win over Umar Nurmagomedov, he's next in line for a title shot. So, yeah. Moving up the card, the co-main event. We have Verna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern for the vacant strawweight title. Zhang Weili moving up to face Valentina Shevchenko. And we have Dern on a 2-fight win streak. And Jandiroba, I can't remember how many fights she's won in a row. I want to say it's 4 or 5. But the opposition for Jandiroba definitely stronger than what Dern has fought recently. Now, this is a rematch. Dern won the first fight. It was a competitive fight, but Dern did get the decision. This fight's honestly kind of tricky, in my opinion. I think Verna Jandiroba definitely has looked more improved over, if you go back to their first fight to now, I think Jandiroba has definitely improved more than Dern has. And Dern has lost way more than Jandiroba has in that time period. For my official prediction, I'm going to go Verna Jandiroba to get it done via decision. I think she's going to use her physicality, and I don't know if she's going to grapple, because if Mackenzie Dern's going to win, I think she's going to sub Verna Jandiroba. So I could see Jandiroba go out there, get a takedown on Dern. Dern, very comfortable in her guard. I could see her getting a submission off her back, like a triangle, an arm bar, something like that. She's always throwing her legs up, trying to go for something. So I could see her getting something like that. Or if Jandiroba shoots a sloppy takedown, Dern's able to get her back. I really could see Dern winning that way. If she's going to win, I think it's more than likely going to be via submission. Where Jandiroba, I think her striking has improved a lot more since they first fought to now. So yeah, I got to go Verna Jandiroba to get it done. And I just think she probably takes her career more serious than Mackenzie Dern does. So, moving up to the main event. Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane for the heavyweight title. This will be Aspinall's first official title defense as an undisputed champion. He of course did defend his interim belt versus Curtis Blades, so he's got one interim belt defense. The odds I think are pretty Aspinall's a pretty heavy favorite. I don't think he should be that heavy of a favorite. Now I am newsflash. I'm going Tom Aspinall to get it done. First round KO, TKO. Although he said he's going to do a very boring split decision, jab and only. I think he's going to go out there. He could get gone down the first round and sub him. I think that's also very likely. I think he's just going to clip him like he does most people and finish him that way. But this is going to be a tricky fight. I think Gane's probably, I'd say he's probably the second best heavyweight behind Aspinall. He could pose some challenges on the feet, and he's got, obviously grappling is not his strong suit, but he does have some submission wins on his resume. So Aspinall is going to have to be careful. As easily as John Jones dispatched of Cyril Gane, I don't know if Aspinall is going to do it and make it look that easy. I think it's going to be somewhat competitive on the feet early. Aspinall always leaves his chin out there to be clipped, so don't be surprised if Gane can clip him and hurt him and drop him and finish him. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So I think it's going to be competitive early, and then I think Aspinall is going to clip him, drop him, and finish him off via TKO in the first round, maybe with feinting some takedowns to get Gane to drop his hands so that can open up a big old overhand right for Tom Aspinall. But who knows? I think this fight, the odds should be a little bit closer than they are. I think it's going to be a good fight, competitive fight, but I think Tom Aspinall is going to come out on top. Let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think is going to win in the main and co-main event? Let me know down below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.